I'm so excited to have you. You are such an amazing person, amazing artist, amazing everything. Funny.
Aw.
I am just so excited to have you and get to know you better. I got to know you a little bit when we were doing all this. A lot of questions.
Lots of questions. Yeah.
Lots of questions, baby. Okay, why don't you tell our viewers who is Shay Danielle, for if just in case if they don't know who you are, but
Who is Shay Danielle? Well, I'm a very busy individual. I'm a mom. I've got two little girls, Lila and Maeve. I've got a really goofy husband who, if you guys follow me, you see him on my Instagram account all the time. I like to make fun of him. He's the butt of all of my jokes.
I know.
And I'm a permanent makeup artist. I've been doing this for like 10 years now. And I'm an educator as well, trying to help. My specialty is like working with new artists. I love working with new artists that just need that little boost, in their confidence, and they just need some guidance and mentorship. So I don't do like tons of advanced training. I'm more so here for,
Mhm.
the newer artists that need a little extra help. I have an online academy, so we have online courses with tons of amazing instructors and trainers. But as I always say, that's me in a nutshell.
I know, right? How did you get started in the beauty industry?
So I was a flight attendant prior to ever getting into the beauty industry, but for as long as I can remember, since I was like 4 years old, I was into like my mom's makeup and nail polish and all of that stuff. So I always had like an obsession with beauty in general and
Hmm.
art. So I loved painting as a kid, and art class was always my favorite. So that's always been a huge part of who I am. And a funny story is when I was little, I think I was 4 years old. I took clear nail polish that I found in my mom's makeup cabinet, and I painted it on my best friend's eyebrows
No.
because I thought it would make them shiny.
Oh my God. That's
So
a good one.
that's my first brow,
I gave myself a
nightmare.
haircut, but that's not as bad as what you did. Jeez.
And then my mom came in and she was like, "What did you do?" And she was like scrubbing with nail polish remover, and her skin was all red, and we had to call her mom, and her brows
Oh
were
my
falling
God.
out. It was a nightmare. And I'm like, I don't know. I thought it would make them shiny.
That's funny.
So yeah, I was a flight attendant when I was younger, and I hated it. It was not for me. I had major anxiety. I would cry every time I had to leave and, go away from my family and from Blair.
Oh,
And I just wanted to do something that I loved. I feel like life is so short, and we spend a lot of time sleeping, so get a good bed, and a lot of time working. So find something that makes you so happy while you make money. Like kill two big birds with one
birds at
stone.
the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I started taking some like advanced skincare training. That's kind of how I got into the industry at the beginning. I was doing more skincare. So I built up my clientele. It took me about a year, and then I could quit flying because I was so busy. And at that time, I wasn't even doing permanent makeup. And then I came across brow feathering was what it was called back then. It wasn't
Hmm.
microblading as we know it now. And I searched high and low. I didn't have the money to go travel to learn. So I searched high and low in Calgary, and which is where I'm from, Calgary, Alberta. And I found these two little Asian ladies who were great at what they did, more like old school tattoo. But they said, "Oh, yes, come, we teach you, we teach you." So I was like, this is really my only option. So I went, and it was like literally, it wasn't even a full day. It was about a half day. And it was, this is the knife, and you dip and you cut.
This is the knife. Here is
Yeah,
the knife.
it came in like a wooden box too. I remember it, and you had to like slide the top out. It was like
Oh
super
my
ghetto.
God.
But I'm also the type of person that like just give me a little something and I'll take it to the next level on my own. Give me the basics and I will figure out the rest. I'm a bit of a go-getter that way. So that's really all I needed. It was like a half day, no color theory, no skin, no mapping, like none of that. It was
Nothing. Yeah.
knife, dip, cut, no patterns. It was like
Yeah,
a
like
nightmare.
this. You just go
Yeah.
like
You
this,
just
like
cut lines, you
lines.
cut lines. That's it.
Same. It was same for my training.
Yeah. We've come so far, so far. So
Yeah.
that was how I started. And then I said to my clients, you know, my very first client, my first model, I did for free in the class. My first client, I charged $800. And I did because no one else was doing it. And I was like, whatever, I'm gonna start with my prices high. And I've never lowered my prices
Jeez.
from that day because
Good
it's
for
all about,
you.
yeah, it's all about timing, you know. And like at the time, no one was doing it. My clients trusted me. They were willing to let me cut their face. And then about 2 years later, when it really boomed and people were more aware of, you know, permanent makeup and brow feathering or microblading, I had already made all the mistakes at that point, and I was good, you know, like I was one of the best in the city. So it was timing. A lot of it was timing.
Yeah, for me too, honestly. I
Yeah.
mean, I was so bad and they loved it, you know. But now, in a way, they are lucky though, if you are looking to learn, like you don't have to go through what we went through. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I know.
It's so
There's
much.
no, there's mentorship, there's coaching, there's like just helpful people in general to answer your
Yeah,
questions. I would ask
right.
questions and I would never get answers. So I was just left to figure it out on my own and make the mistakes. Whereas now, especially in the last 2 years, there's so much more community and like just
Yeah.
helpful, you know, mentors in this industry. And I just think it's so powerful. I am envious. It's there's it sucks and it's good. So it's hard to come into the industry now because it is a little bit competitive because there's some of us that
True.
have been here for a long time.
Mhm.
But it's excuse me, it's better because you've got
Mhm.
way more tools to become successful
Successful.
faster.
Yeah. True.
So
True.
there's good and
Very.
bad.
Yeah. There's always though pro and cons.
Yeah.
When we started, there was pro and cons. It was just different pro and cons. That's
Yeah,
all. That's
totally.
it's all good. You know what? I am not a very religious person, but I'm a very spiritual person.
Spiritual. Mm-hmm.
And I really never ever looked at other people that they're my competitor. Ever.
Yeah.
I always like I even thought the girl who is downstairs from me, I thought the girl next door, I thought everybody.
Yeah.
And I never forget, like, there was one girl, she was actually one of my colleagues. She used to do nails where I used to rent.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because rental studios started in Boca Raton, Florida. Did you know that?
No.
Yep. It was this guy, Larry, and the name of the place was Parthenon. And I used to rent in the Parthenon, and there was nothing like that, Shay. Nothing in the whole world.
Really?
Yes, but he was so greedy. And
Mm.
his greed made him go down. He closed it. He closed the
Yeah.
salon. But anyway, she was renting there and doing nails and skincare. And I used to do waxing and eyebrows and facials.
Mm-hmm.
And then she moved away, like she moved to North Carolina, and then I was in Florida still. And then one day I get a message, oh, I want to learn microblading. I see that you're doing it and blah, blah. I said, oh my God. I said, I'm becoming a females artist. I said, I actually went to Canada to assist one of the trainings. And I said, just wait for me. But she didn't. So
Mm-hmm.
she flew to Germany, right? So she flies
Right.
to Germany, then she takes another class. It was the same thing because I would never do or teach anything that I'm not confident, right?
Right.
So then she's like, are you teaching advanced? I said, well, I'm almost there. Just give me a
Mm-hmm.
little bit more time. And she goes to another place, another master.
Yeah.
So finally, she comes to my training and to assist me actually. And she says,
Mm-hmm.
Claire, I've never seen any trainer share. You share everything. You shouldn't. She told
Mm-hmm.
me I shouldn't. Is that funny? And then I said, why? I said, I don't care. Well, then they become your competitors.
Yeah.
I said, Georgetta, I said, I'm not like that. I said, I don't care
No.
about that,
No.
But now I see more people like me.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Before,
yeah.
it was just really bad, right?
Yeah. People
So
were
bad.
scared. Yeah, they were scared. Like it's this scared mentality, and now it's not like that. I feel like the more you share, the more respected you are, and the more comes back. It's like what you give
Right.
comes back tenfold. It really does, and that's for good or bad, right? It's like karma, but it's like
You
the
know,
good kind of karma.
do you know the message in my kit, my student kit?
No, what does
It,
it say?
it says, well, it says to welcome to Beauty Angels, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Then it says, the more you give, the more you receive. That's it printed on
Yep.
my box.
That's so funny. Yeah,
Because,
I believe in that wholeheartedly.
yeah, it is true. The more you give, the more you will receive, you know? Anyway, I have a lot of questions, but you and I could talk for hours. So
I know.
was there anything else that intrigued you as much as permanent makeup?
Okay, if I wasn't doing permanent makeup, I feel like I would definitely still be doing something in the beauty industry. I'm obsessed. Claire's always like, you don't need that shit. I'm obsessed with like Botox and fillers.
You don't. You're so beautiful and young and
Claire always says that when I post I'm going to Botox, she's like, stop it. But like I just love all of that. Any kind of before and after, that instant gratification. So like maybe hair, like I remember
transformation kind of
some
things.
sort of beauty transformation, 100%. I also really love the side of the business of like the graphics, like creating graphics, but that's all artistic as well. Like it's just a different outlet. So Blair always makes fun of me because he's like, oh, you're on Canva again? Like, because I could sit on Canva for hours. Like I love it.
I'm not at all artistic.
I love it.
Yeah,
you must be a little.
No, it was so hard for me.
Really?
That's why I always tell all the bad work that I've done, it's in my course. And I show to people, I'm like, this is me. Like I ruined people. I ruined people. But I mean, it just shows you that if you are determined and you don't quit, you can do it, you know?
Yeah, it's so much of being a successful permanent makeup artist is mindset. It's like the determination factor, because I wish I knew the stats because they've got to be crazy high, but for the amount of people that will take a course, say, oh, I want to do this,
and they don't do it,
and then they don't do it. It is astronomically high because it takes the right type of person to commit and to follow through until you get to that point of confidence, right?
But I think it's really the same in anything. Like I remember I went to esthetician school in Turkey in high school, and we were probably only 3 of us after graduating who became an esthetician. That's ridiculous. Like in the whole class, it was a big class. Like it was a high school. Imagine, like I don't even remember, like maybe 35 people. That's nothing. And I always tell, like, the people that succeed, the rate is about, I don't know in your students, but in mine is about 45 to 50%. And I really think that's even high, because
I would say the same. And then the ones that succeed, it depends what level of success, right? There's some students that I have to this day that I follow, and they're killing it. Like they are doing so well. They've got tons of followers. They're just busting out clients. They're making money now. They're training. And then some that will do a little bit here and there, you know, they're not committed to the craft as much as others. So it depends how hungry they are, you know?
To be honest, I really think it's also marketing. Like,
yes,
I started Instagram very late. I'm older than you too. I'm going to be 47, you know, and I was doing Facebook, and Facebook was very good for me. But when I started doing Instagram, I think maybe only like 3 years ago, I started doing Instagram. And I'm like, oh my God. And I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what to do. The hashtag, it was so complicated for me. And I know there's a lot of people like me. You know,
who would just give up or stay focused on Facebook, but you obviously have learned it, and now you're killing it, and you're making reels, and you're doing all the things.
It's really, honestly, like I have a whole team. I have a lot of people that work for me. So if it was just me, it wouldn't be so easy. You know, if it wasn't for Sheila, you know, it wouldn't be so easy. You know, I mean, even when I was with Glenn, his type of marketing was different, you
Yes.
know. Everybody's different. And again, you know, different types of marketing works differently, but no matter what, you got to do the right marketing. You got to do
Yeah.
marketing. You got to
Yeah.
spend money to make money. It just
Yeah.
doesn't fall from the sky, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could be flying in the sky like you did before, but you never caught money.
Definitely not.
No. Okay. Now, I had one question about flight attendant, but you already answered that. So, did traveling all the time influence your decision on wanting to become a PMU artist? Yeah, you answered that too.
Yeah, I'm a homebody. Like I have a home studio. I don't know, like I say that all the time, but some people still don't know that about me, but I have a home studio. If I like COVID for me has not been that crazy because I don't leave my house anyways. Like I don't have a life outside of work.
Oh, that's
Um I
I don't either. I mean, I don't. I love
yeah,
being home,
me
and
too.
actually, it's funny because if you are seeing me on social media, you may think, oh my God, she's so friendly.
Mhm.
I don't like to have friends.
No. I know people think I'm so outgoing. I'm like, actually, I'm
I am
probably
not. I'm
one of the most
actually shy.
antisocial. Yeah, I'm just
Me
antisocial.
too.
I'm
That's
not
the word.
shy. I'm just antisocial.
That's the word. Antisocial.
Yeah.
And I became more antisocial when I started becoming really busy with work.
Mhm.
So Scott, my husband was telling me, you know, the other day there was a party here, and I'm like, I don't know. You know, there's like no mask. Like, are you gonna wear a mask? He's like, no, Claire, we're not wearing a mask. I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm not going in there. No, no, no. And we go in there like social distancing, and I'm like, okay, fine. And it's just I don't enjoy it. And then I
Yeah.
left the party, and I said, Scott, I don't enjoy it. I don't like it. I don't want to be with other people. I don't even have time to be with you. You know, let's just
Yeah.
talk and watch a movie together
I know.
first.
I
Let's
know.
socialize together before I
That's
socialize with other people.
yeah. That's
You
as
know, and
social as
I'm
it gets
like,
here.
ay, ay, ay. And then my kids are now like pretty much grown up. I mean, they're
Hmm.
not grown up. I still have an, 11-and-a-half-year-old. That's
But
my
they're like
baby.
they're more independent, right?
They don't want to do stuff with you.
No.
No,
Yeah.
no. So, but anyway, where
Mhm.
was your favorite place to go when you were working with the airlines? I'm curious.
Hawaii and Vegas. So Hawaii,
Okay.
I would try to book like you could bid for like what flights you wanted as a flight attendant. So I would I'll put all of my allotted points into Hawaii or Vegas. Vegas got me into trouble, and then it's one thing to be hungover, but then to be hungover on an airplane while you're serving people
Serving
is
people.
like not
I
good. So
don't
I did
drink.
that. You
I
don't
don't
drink?
drink. Happy juice.
Happy juice. Yeah,
No.
I like a glass of wine for sure here and there. But yeah, so Vegas, I've been to Vegas. Fun fact about me, I've literally been to Vegas probably over 60 times. When I was flying, Blair and I would pack up for the weekend and go. We would go like 2 to 3 times a month.
I love Vegas.
Me
Guess what?
too.
I want to live in Vegas. Is that funny?
I'll,
I want to live in Vegas, Arizona, or Utah, someplace that has red rocks and more like a desert.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah. I mean, I'll take any kind of warm climate over the snow, but
Hawaii is
Vegas,
beautiful.
I just love Vegas.
Me too.
I'll tell you why I love it because Vegas is for everybody. Like you can be a party animal and love Vegas. You can be like quiet and just want to relax by the pool. You can be a gambler. You can be just someone who likes to eat a lot of food. You
Shopping?
can be someone who likes to shop, someone who likes to go
Me.
to shows. So like
Oh
every
my
time
God,
we
I
would
love
go,
shows.
I love the shows. I've seen like every show in Vegas, you know? Like it's such a magical place. It's like the adult Disneyland. And I've
I
never been
love
to
it.
Disneyland either, but that's on my list. I know I'm
You've
going to take
never
the
been
kids.
to Disney World?
Not Disney World or Disneyland ever.
Oh
The
my
kids have to get
goodness.
a little bit older. Maeve has to get a
No,
little
no,
older,
they
and
will
then we'll.
enjoy it. I don't go there anymore. I mean, it's like
Oh yeah, they
three
will enjoy
three
it.
hours drive from here, but I don't know. You
Yeah.
come, I'll go with you.
Okay, deal. You can take
Okay.
Maeve, and then I'll relax by your pool. You can take
What?
the little crazy. I said you can take Maeve, and I'll relax by your
No,
pool.
I love Disney. You would love Disney. You've never
Yeah.
been. You would love Disney. I'm telling you
Mhm.
right now. you would love it. And you would actually love like Universal
I
and
know. I think I would love Universal.
oh my God, it's amazing. My husband doesn't like it. So
Yeah.
but now you have to make a reservation. It's like a whole big thing.
I know.
My next question. Was it a big jump from one career to another career? I'm not asking that. Okay, speaking of your career, please tell us how Shay Danielle Permanent Makeup came about, and actually how Shay Danielle Academy, when did you open that first?
Okay, so I'll tell you about the academy because you kind of already understand how I started in the industry. But the academy came about when I had a lot of inquiries to train, and I was again, antisocial introvert. I was a little bit nervous to do so, but I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. I'll start with a few students. My first class had 4 students, which is probably more than I should have taken on my first go around. But it was really, really good, and it went really well. And I built out my little curriculum and my little kit, and I did it in my home studio, and I was like, yeah, I'm really good at this. Like these girls they killed it and they had a great time. The reviews were amazing and I had fun once the nerves went away. So then I just started, continuing on with the hands. Yeah, I continued on with the hands-on training, and I didn't want to waste time. I hate to say waste time, but waste crucial time that I could be training them with my hands on the hands-on portion on like looking at slides of like basic information theory portion that they could be reading this before coming to me, and then we can maximize our time together. So I had this idea and I didn't see it anywhere else, but I'm like, I'm going to see if I can put it on a platform. I didn't want to email it to them, so I was like, I'm going to see if there's a platform that I can put it on. I found that, and then I built like these mini online courses, no videos. It was mainly just pictures and written content, but I would give them access to that 2 weeks prior to coming to see me. And then they would already have all their theory. They would like understand color theory and skin. They'd at least have some of that information in their head so that when I was talking to them, it wasn't like I was talking
Chinese.
to someone. Exactly. They had at least a bit of information.
Right.
So that went on for like 2 years, hands-on training, and then with them doing the pre-study, the prep study beforehand. And it was just working out really, really well for me and my students. Then I thought, could I put this online, like really online, like for strangers to purchase? Like, could I make videos with this?
Strangers,
and again,
yeah,
it wasn't really popular. This is like over 2 years ago now. Online training wasn't like it is today. So again, I was kind of like taking a risk there. And I thought, if I sell a few of them, great. I was nervous to give away all my content, like members sharing or not sharing. But I said, screw it. Like, what does it mean to me? Like, I'd rather get it out there. And if there's bad people that are going to take advantage of it, there's not much I can do about that. But I want to be more focused on, helping people. So we launched our first online course, which was lip blush. And that to this day is like our biggest seller, our best selling course. And then it just grew. It grew and grew and grew. And like our first day, I think we had like 100 sales. And I was like, oh my God. And now it's like so much bigger than that, bigger than what I ever thought that it would be. And we've got other educators on there as well who have great courses, and people coming to me now saying, would you sell my course? And I'm like, okay, now I'm like an online course distributor. Like if I believe in it and it's good content, like nothing is planned with me. That's one thing about me. I don't like plan ahead. Everything just happens. It like happens right in front of my face, and then I go with it. That's with like everything, with product development. Like I'm not someone that puts all this time and effort into like future planning. It's very much I fly by the seat of my pants, and it just rolls into something that works for me and my family and my lifestyle and all of that. So that's how the online academy started.
I remember meeting you in the show
Yes,
in Miami.
in Miami.
I did not know
so
who
nice.
you were. I did not know. You were not that big.
I didn't know. And I didn't really know who you were either, because I hadn't really followed the whole fee-brow phenomenon at the time. Like I was more like Permablend, Tina Davies, like that kind of crew. So I wasn't like super aware of, and I met Leslie too, and I didn't know who Leslie was, but I remember because I was with Violet, and she was like, we were chatting you up and you're like, here, take this. And you're giving us products. And I'm like, she's so nice. And then we do this and I'm like, oh, this is Claire. Like I put two and two together.
Well, because at that time I was no longer Fibras. If I had the Fibras head, you would have been like, oh, Fibras. Nobody knew. That was like, I think, my first appearance. We were like so young. We were so young.
New Beauty Angels.
It was
like
2 years ago.
Right?
It was exactly like 2 years ago. Yeah. And actually, that was a very good conference for us because people were like, what is this? What is that? Like,
yes,
you know, and then they were looking at me like, I think I know this woman, but who is this woman? You know what I mean? It's like you see somebody, but it's out of context. You know what I mean? Like, because they're used to seeing me as Fibras and all of a sudden it's like, who is that woman, you know?
Yeah.
But it was really good. It was really, really good.
Yeah, it was a good conference.
It was a very nice conference.
I miss conferences because I feel like now I'm more established, more confident in myself. And like, I have like so many people I want to meet, like all these people that have taken our courses. Like, I just want to hug them and see them in person and like be a part of that again. I can't wait until that's like, you know, back up and running.
It's hard, right? The only thing I could tell you is like this pandemic, I think did a lot of good and a lot of bad at the same time.
Yeah.
Like for me, I realized a lot of things. Like I said, I'm traveling every single weekend. Like you know, like I don't know if you ever travel to teach.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
You used to travel also?
Yes. Like,
oh my.
Yes. All like Vegas, New York, California, Toronto, Edmonton, like we were all over the place.
But every single week?
Like every other week. I was probably gone at least a week a month, I would say. And Blair was watching the kids when they were little. It was a disaster.
I had minimum 4 trainings per month. I never saw my family. You know, I would come here and I'm here 2 days and I'm traveling again. And I'm like, you know what? No, it's too much. And then I had a business partner. I was partnered with my brother-in-law. And then I realized, you know what? I have a lot different vision than him. Mm-hmm. I love him. I mean, he's my brother-in-law, but I was like, no, this is not going to work. Like, and then now it's funny because everybody thinks I quit teaching. I didn't quit teaching, but I quit teaching big groups or traveling and stuff like that. But I take like one-on-one or semi-privates. I'm doing some online trainings for now. But I love teaching, so it's hard for me to like step away. You know, and but it became like, oh my God, it's this giant thing that I have to run, and I don't have a partner. You know?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, and my husband did not want to be a part of my business. I don't know if your husband helps you with your business.
Yeah, Blair's a part of it, but like we weren't in a good place when I was traveling all the time. Like we were very disconnected, which I mean, we're the most connected people ever. We're best friends. So it's even hard to think back to that time because he wasn't involved and I was like, go, like one track mind, and he was trying to slow me down and I was just like, you can't stop me. Like, you know, like it just wasn't good. And he was watching the kids and it was too much. Like, so I agree. COVID has definitely, it's like a big reset button. It just
reset us, totally. Yes.
Priorities, like everything is just clearer now. I think like it's given us time to just catch our breath a little bit, which I think is very important when you're a constant go-getter. You just don't really ever have a chance to slow down, and now we have been forced to slow down, and it just gives us time to sit back, reflect, look at things with a different objective. And
right, I agree. I think it was a good thing for me. Okay, let me see the next question. What is your favorite technique, procedure?
I mean, it's funny because I find right now there's a lot of artists who specialize, like they're one technique focused, like they are known for their powder brows, or they're known for their nano brows, or they're known for their microblading.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not known for a single technique. Like I'm kind of the oddball that just does everything, the jack of all trades. I don't really know, like, and I don't think
But
that
you're
that's
amazing at all of them.
thank you. Thank
I
you.
think you're amazing. Like I can't do lips. I can't do eyeliner. I mean, I do, but I'm not like, that's not my thing,
I don't love doing eyeliner. That's one that is not my favorite.
Really? See,
Yeah.
I like eyeliner better than lips.
I like lips better than eyeliner. I'm warming up to eyeliner, but brows is definitely like my favorite, and areola. Those are my two that if I could do those two all the time. Areola really is very free flowing. There's no like pattern. It's not as like.
Let me ask you, I'm curious, do you have to be an artist to learn areola, or anybody can do it?
I think that it's definitely an added bonus, a big added bonus. It can be taught to anyone, but I don't know, I don't know, because I feel like I am an artist. So for me, it comes naturally. I wanted to learn areola so bad. There's a very well-known artist who I begged to teach me, and she said no multiple times. I kept going back because we lived in the same city, and she didn't want there to be, at the time, she doesn't live in my city anymore, but at the time, she just didn't want to teach me. And I said to her very kindly, I said, if you don't teach me, I'm still going to do it. I'm going to learn anyway. So wouldn't you rather like be my mentor? Because I'm sure I'm going to be pretty good at it. And she was like, well, if you wanted to take clients in Edmonton, I would be fine with that. And I was like, no, never mind. So I did it anyways. I taught myself. I had a client who was coming in for her brows. We started talking, and she had a full mastectomy, and it was like 2 years ago, and she'd never had it done. She's like, would you do it on me? And I said, if you trust me, I've never done it before, but I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go.
You are an artist. You're a true artist.
And I just went for it, and they turned out beautiful. And that's how I learned. Like I didn't train anywhere. And I'm not saying that you guys should just go ahead and do this and copy me like that, because if there's training available to you, you should take the training. But yeah, it's so much fun. You get to be more artsy with it, and every single set that you do is different.
What was something super important that you learned over the 10 years in this industry? You can't trust people.
I have learned that. But I think to just being authentic, and then eventually, like, if you just stay true to yourself, you be kind, you're going to come across people that are going to screw you, people that are going to, harm you or try to hurt you or disappoint you. That's a part of life. That's not just like a work thing. That happens with everybody in all sorts of situations. But if you just stay true to yourself, you feel good, and you hold your integrity high. I'm very much integrity focused. Like we said, what you put out there will come back to you, So
100%.
Yeah, I think that's what I've learned. And if you've been burned, it doesn't mean everyone's going to burn you. So you don't have to.
Yeah, but I do that, and I'm always burned. You see all these burn marks? I'm always burned.
I think everything is a learning experience. And even the most terrible situations, like I've been in situations where I'm crying and I'm like, what am I going to do? Those situations, just fast forward a little bit, and you'll realize that was a learning opportunity, and something good came out of it. Usually something great comes out of it. But it just takes time. And in that moment, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. And you think your life is over and the world is ending. And then the light at the end of the tunnel starts shining a little bit brighter. And then you look back and you think, that was me a year ago. I was crying myself to sleep over something so ridiculous.
Stupid, yeah.
Goodbye.
That's not even worth it.
No, you laugh at.
You got muted.
Battery is getting low.
That's why I have my charger here.
You're good. Here, yeah, I'm going to have to hook my
Blair, get over here.
You know what? Blair, when he had to go to the gym, and because I didn't tell him I had this live, but I did put it in my schedule. He just didn't look at it. and he booked in a gym session. So I just gave my girls a chocolate bar and popcorn, and I'm like, mommy has to go do an Instagram live.
Here,
Yes, I'm like,
driving.
you get chocolate, and they're being so good. You're getting yourself some
Oh,
water? Good girl.
oh, so sweet. But I just believe that
I love
everything
you.
in life happens for a reason, truly.
Yeah.
Like I like when I was with Fibrows and I lost my title at one point
Yeah.
and for a stupid misunderstanding, and I never forget how much I was crying for that stupid thing. And I'm like, okay, maybe it was a bit of a good thing to happen, like
Yeah.
at that time you think that it's the end of the world. Oh my god, it's so horrible, but it's
Mm-hmm.
really not. It's fine. Time shows you eventually why things happen.
Yeah.
And I always say that, like, there's a reason, even for death, even for
Mm-hmm.
anything that happens in our life.
Yeah.
I'm a true
I
believer on that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not like the most religious person. I'm not even the most spiritual person. But I do believe that like I believe in that. Everything does happen for a reason. One way or another, it ends up making
I
sense.
just teach my kids to be good
Yes,
and not
be
to do
kind.
something like, if I don't want it to be done to me, then I don't want to do it to you.
That
You
was
know,
when I was growing up. That's my biggest thing that my parents would always say is like treat others the way you want to be treated. That's like
treat it
that was our family motto, and I say the same thing to
totally.
the girls. Yeah.
Totally. Like I was telling, I'm actually leaving my studio. I'm giving it to the girl who's been working for me, and she's been so scared. Oh my God, Claire, what am I gonna? I said, you're ready. Just take it and be happy, and you're gonna be fine. And we were talking about this whole thing, and I said to her, just remember one thing: whenever you are talking to people, you gotta be happy. They're gonna be happy. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It's like a marriage,
Hmm.
you know? And she's like, you're so right. You're so right. And then she was telling me, oh, I want to get somebody to do Botox. And I'm like, yeah. So I tell her, go to the place that I go and talk to the people over there. I'm sure she would do it like on the weekends, or, like they're not working 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Well, what do I give her? Like, I'm like, why don't you ask her? I said, what
Hmm.
is she going to be happy with?
Yeah.
Because if she's not going to be happy, then
It's
she's
not
not going to do
exactly.
it. And then she's
Exactly.
going to come inject 2 days, and then she's going to go away. And then,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But I said,
Yeah.
if she's going to take so much from you and you feel like she's taking advantage of you, then that's not going to work either. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I said, my husband has a great formula. Even when he's buying cars, when he's buying a house, he has a
Yeah.
price. He has a price. He goes, listen, I'm not doing this back and forth thing. Let me go talk to my manager. I'm
No.
paying this much. This is what I want to pay for this car. If you want to do it, you do.
Take it
I'm
or
like,
leave it.
stop, but you could get a better deal maybe if you
Yeah.
sit there. He goes, I don't give a shit about a better deal. This is a good deal for me. I'm happy with this deal.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
deal is good for me. I want to buy this car and I'll pay this much. And that's
Yeah.
a good deal for me. And I'm like, I understand, but what if he gives you like a lower price? He says, who cares? I don't want to sit there for 4 hours
Yeah.
talking back. Like, that's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I after I start, being more and more with him, and I'm like, you know what? He's right in a way. Like, is
Hmm.
it really worth it? It's not.
Yeah.
So
Direct. I like that. I'm kind of
you like that?
yeah, I'm kind of like that too. Blair's
Oh,
the
you are?
opposite. Blair would sit in the car salesman's desk, like at his office for like 4 hours, and I'd be like, let's wrap this up. Like, yes or no? Okay, let's go.
Yes, I know. Yeah, he doesn't bullshit. He goes, this is what I'm paying. If you want it, you call me. And then he leaves. He doesn't even sit. He has
That's
zero patience, my husband. It's
that's a
funniest thing.
boss move. I like it.
Oh my God. What was the best advice that you have been given that you think the audience would benefit from?
Best advice.
Be yourself.
Yeah, probably. Like, just be authentic. You can't go wrong if you're trying to be something that is not who you are, it's not going to last, People people are blinded like by something that's shiny. Okay, they're doing well, so I want to do that. This copycat mentality. You just have to be yourself. Like, be authentic. If you're weird,
Yeah.
if you think, whatever, you're weird. If you like cats, you like cats. Like, whatever it is that makes you you, find the people, or they will find you, the ones that appreciate you for who you are, and those are the people that you're there to service, right? Like,
Oh,
that
totally.
that's who I show up for. I show up for the people that respect me, that like me, that's it. And the ones that don't, that's okay. It's totally fine, There's so many people in this world. Like, just be yourself. And then you never have to stress, like, because you're just authentic. Like, you're just
You
who
don't
you
have
are.
to act like somebody who you're not.
No, 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 exactly. I agree.
I love that. There are
Yeah.
so many people that it's so funny. I see them live and they're this person, like they're talking like this,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, you don't even talk like that normally.
Yeah.
Like, why are you
Yeah.
talking like that?
Yeah.
I've seen you in other places. Like, why are you going to talk like that? It's just, you know.
Totally. Totally.
Have you had any struggles during this time? Or everything went perfect for you?
Like during COVID, you mean? Like during this
No,
whole,
no, in your
oh, in my career?
permanent makeup.
Yeah, I've had struggles for sure. Um, I feel like I have, it's tough because you don't want to say too much, but yes, I've had struggles. My life is not perfect. I've I've had business situations go sideways, and that has caused a lot of stress, and then, like I said, you get through it and you're stronger
I'm
on the other
so
end.
familiar with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Instagram, I always say this, we put our best foot forward, or you see me laughing, you see us joking, and life looks swell, but like, it's real life. Like, I'm tired. Like, the other day, I had a meltdown. A meltdown. My kids were driving me insane. Like, I had hit my limit. I literally was screaming at the little one. I was like, "You're gonna give mommy a heart attack!" Like, my stress was so high, I thought I was gonna pass out because she was just testing my patience on another level. But like, you guys don't see that, Like, so yeah, like the struggle between I know,
Being a
business
mom
things, yeah,
and
the
business.
work-life balance for sure. Yes, I've experienced business situations that are, I would say, but you work through those, you get better, you get stronger, and you
Mhm.
learn a lesson. But I'd say the biggest struggle for me on the day to day is work-life balance, for sure. Being a
Mhm.
good mom, being present, not missing out on these moments, but also being like the provider for my family and working my butt off. And it's also hard because it's something that I love. So it's very easy to say, take a break from work. There is no break because it's something that I love. Like, it's my passion. So when
Right.
passion and work collide, it's very hard to like stop sometimes. So Blair has
Yes.
to be like,
True.
stop. He needs
So
to help
what
me
did he
stop.
do? Did he stop his business?
Yeah, so Blair worked for the same, me and Blair worked at the airline together. That's how we met, like 15 years ago.
Mm.
And he worked at WestJet, is the name of the airline, for 15 years in HR. And once I got really busy, and especially when I was traveling so much for work, we decided for him to quit his job. And for the first little while, he was like a stay-at-home dad. He helped with the kids, and like, he's the best dad in the entire world. He's so great. But then I was like, I need your help here. Like, I understand that you don't have this passion for permanent makeup, but you love numbers and you love making spreadsheets. And these are the things that you're currently doing at work. Like, we can bring those into helping me here. And as the business grew and we were making more money, we needed that help. We needed his organizational skills. So,
And there's nobody like your own family, like.
no, yeah. So
And
now we have,
that's one piece I do miss, because when I was partners with Glenn,
Yeah.
it's nice because it's another person who really cares so much about the business. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It's
Someone you can
that's
trust.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
Mhm.
on the same page. So yeah,
Right.
now we have found our balance completely. I'm more like the artsy creative, and he is like the numbers and organizing and all the contracts and all of the taxes and investments and all of that. He loves doing it. So now we've
Do you
found
cook?
our,
Do you like cooking?
neither of us really like cooking. So we eat out a lot, and we've started doing this Hello Fresh. I don't know if you guys have that there, but it's like your meal, all the ingredients come
Yeah.
in a bag, and then but he's burning down the house all the time. He tries to make it and the alarm goes off. I was doing an
Oh,
Instagram live.
I remember that
Did you
thing. You
watch
put
it? I was doing an Instagram live last night with Carla, and right at the end we were saying our goodbyes, and then the smoke alarm started going off, and we were just laughing so hard because he was
Oh my
upstairs
gosh.
making dinner, and I was like, I have to go.
That's funny before he burns the house
Yeah,
down.
yeah, before my
Oh
children
my
catch
gosh.
fire. Mm.
If our viewers had to leave with only one piece of information from this live, what should it be? What do you want to tell them to do, not to do, like your advice?
Um, just don't give up. Like, do not give up, because the juice is worth the squeeze. Like, at the end of all of
You
this,
like the word juice, don't you?
well, yeah,
Admit it.
I like it.
Admit it. I
I like
started
it.
using brow juice.
Did you?
Yes, the last time I was teaching, I said, I have a friend, she's an instructor. I said, she uses the word brow juice, and everybody was laughing. And then I'm like, oh my God, the brow juice, the wine is the juice. Come on, Shay.
Life is juicy. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I do feel that way though. I feel like anytime you feel like giving up or you feel discouraged, because there's going to be a lot of that. There's a lot of brows that I've done over the years where I'm like, maybe this is not for me. But then you do the next one, you do the next one, you get better with time. You just have to, the follow through, the commitment and the follow through, and then reach out for help. Like, you've got so much available to you now as an artist. Learn from other artists, learn from multiple educators, like pick up
I
tips
always
from
say that.
Claire, pick up tips from me, pick up tips
Hmm.
from whoever out there is willing to share. Piece it all together and create. That's great that you know how to do a handstand. I'll be up in just a minute, okay?
We're almost done.
Yeah, that's all. I would say just keep going, and if ever you have a moment where you're uncertain or you're unsure or you're feeling defeated, reach out to me, reach out to Claire, reach out to someone who's there to listen and, guide you in some capacity, because I'm always here to answer questions and just
I think they should
listen.
definitely join Clubhouse. I think the conversations in
Oh,
Clubhouse are very, very helpful.
they're
If
so
they have, of
helpful.
course, iPhone. If they
Yeah.
have iPhone.
Or
Oh,
an
hopefully
iPad.
it will be very soon.
I think even with an iPad, if you don't have an iPhone and you have an iPad, you can still go
Yeah,
on
I mean,
Clubhouse
like,
as well, which is
yes,
cool.
iOS.
Apple
That's right.
product, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I really think it's great. I put it on and I'm like,
Yeah,
eating or whatever. Or driving. I just
yeah,
listen. It's
yeah.
it's cute. It's
There's
cool.
there's so much on there. A lot of value, a ton of value.
But sometimes, honestly, I'm not talking about PMU because I listen to like marketing. I listen to
Yes.
some like bullshit. Everybody makes you think like they're so great, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I think you should do a little bit homework too. Who are you
Hmm.
listening? Who is this person? It's so
Yeah.
funny. Like sometimes I go, she's talking about building Instagram followers. I'm like thinking, okay, let me check her Instagram. Okay, 1,000 followers. I'm like, are you
Mm.
effing kidding me? Let me teach you Instagram. Okay, let me teach you. Because I have 80 some thousand. I think I do
Yeah.
better Instagram than you. Why should I
Yeah.
take advice from you if you have only 1,000 followers? You know what I
It's
mean?
it's true. You don't really know who you're listening to, so definitely do your research for sure.
I mean, I'm not putting her down because she has 1,000. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're going
No.
out there and you're saying, I teach how to get Instagram followers.
Hmm.
All right, I look and I'm like, okay, 1,000. Maybe you need
Interesting.
help. Maybe you need to learn how to get Instagram followers, girlfriend. That would be nice.
Yeah.
let me help you a little bit.
That would be like an instructor, a bad artist being like, "Let me teach you brows," and you got like one down here and one up here, you know?
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
it's on Clubhouse, so you don't really know. You're like, I don't know what this person is talking about.
I know, and I have that too. I look at it. I look at their profile,
That's
and I
smart.
see, oh, they're instructor. I said, let me see. Maybe I
Check
could
out their
grab
work.
them to be a Beauty Angels trainer. That's what I'm thinking. If they're
Yeah.
good, I look. I'm like, oh my god, like it's insanity. I'm like, in every, you know,
Yeah.
in everything, in our industry, in the marketing industry or whatever. And then it's
True.
funny because I know the trick. Like this guy is like messaging me, hey, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, you're smart. I said, you're good, but I don't need you. Thanks.
That's
You know,
okay.
like
Yeah.
it's funny. Okay, one last thing. Was there any question you wished I had asked you? Last thoughts. Anything that I didn't ask?
No,
Did I
you've
do a
asked.
good job?
You've
Did I do a good job?
You did good when you sent those questions, and I glanced them like really quickly. I was like, 27. I'm like, how are we gonna get through these? But we did. I'm very surprised. I thought we were gonna make it through like 5 of them, but look at us, we did it, and it's like an
See?
hour.
See?
No, you're very thorough, Claire.
I don't want to take credit. It's my girls. I'm seeing. I'm like, I looked at. I'm like, oh, these are good. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, they did their homework.
I need a team, Claire. I need a team. I need to have a big team like you have. It's just me and Blair. That's it.
Well, you know what? The funny thing is, oh my God, my husband is writing. He's so Scott, are you funny? You're gonna have to wait a minute. He goes, can you please open the door? I'm gonna be very quiet. He writes in Turkish here in my Instagram live. Oh, that's good. Anyway, anything that I didn't ask you?
No, my love, you asked it all. It was fun. It's nice to just chat, and no one gets to know me on like this kind of level. So this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for inviting me to be on.
Thank you so much for coming here. You're amazing. I'm so happy and proud to say I am your friend, and
I am too.
Love you much.
Claire. I love you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, honey.